I went to primary school at St Mary's on the east coast of Tasmania, and then I went away to boarding school in Launceston for my senior years. My favourite subjects were generally the trade subjects, and I guess English and maths were good. I currently work as a carbon farming advisor for a carbon service provider, putting producers together with the Clean Energy Regulator in soil carbon projects. I'm also a small farmer. We run 100 breeders plus followers on King Island on some coastal country.
Today we've been talking about emissions reduction in farming systems and the role of soil carbon. We've been running a soil carbon pilot in the Canowindra-Kidal area for the last 14 years. Part of that pilot, we developed a market-based instrument to pay farmers to store carbon in their soil from changing land management. We contracted them for a 5-year period, and we've just gone back after a second 5 years after that's finished to sample those sites. There's some really interesting results and that we need to interpret, and the key things that we sort of want to understand is how those farmers have changed land use to see whether that's been involved with a little bit of a steadying or decline in carbon that's occurred, or whether it's been due to the climatic conditions where we've had 3 of the driest years and 2 of the wettest years on average. So we've got some further work to do there. And as part of that, we're looking to capacity build some producers in this area around this whole farm emissions reduction space, so they can help to make more informed decisions about whether to involve soil carbon and sell it, or whether to use it to offset their emissions in their production system.
So I work from home, and I also run this farm. So I'll be up in the morning or in the evening moving cattle. We're on a rotational system, so I'll move cattle either at morning or night, and then I'm generally at work anywhere from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the morning of the day, and I sit at my computer and use the phone and Teams, etc., to communicate with the staff I work with and the clients that we deal with. Under the soil carbon side of things, we operate under the 2021 methodology, which was developed by the Clean Energy Regulator. That is the third soil carbon methodology that's come out since 2014, and we work within the guidelines of that to pull projects together for producers. And it's Australian only methodology, so it's one of the most rigorous methodologies in the world for soil carbon. Over the years, computers have played a bigger role in the on-farm parts of my life. Certainly with livestock in the cattle yards or sheep yards, we use computers to record livestock animal health treatments and weights, etc. And that helps also with weight gains that have been going on and forward planning. We certainly, in my time when I was at school, we had computers, but not many of us used them. When I went to ag college, we had computers and we wrote our major project on them, but computers are an everyday part of our life now, especially great for accounting, bookkeeping, and forward planning with your budgeting, etc. And communication side of it is just so much quicker today. In the cropping side of it, I guess we've got GPS technology that helps us to treat and put our crops in a lot more efficiently without wastage, and it's also generally a lot easier on the operator in the broad scale stuff. When I was young, I didn't. I was just happy to work on a farm. I didn't understand about career aspirations or anything like that. It was just not front of mind. And I was fortunate enough to secure an overseer's role on a large Merino and Angus stud in the snowy mountains of New South Wales. And then a few years went by, and they offered me the manager's role. And then I started to understand that you could aspire to greater things career-wise, and it actually made me think about what I wanted to do. And I actually spent 10 years in off farm, so in agribusiness sector, in the grain and merchandise sector, and feed milling. And then I went back on farm for 12 years, and then I'm now a bit of both. So yeah, I've had a wonderful career from that sense. I think in leadership roles, I didn't understand leadership or how to lead people when I was younger. I grew up in an environment of, the boss type scenario, and so I think the greatest skill you can acquire when you're going to work with people and lead is to learn how to mentor and guide and support people. Leadership is number one. I think just career pathways, they're a lot easier to understand these days than when I was a young fella. But yeah, trying to get a handle on what career pathways are available to you and what you need to do along the way to achieve your goals career-wise. I think don't be frightened to talk to CEOs of companies or big farming operations, or big business. Like, get yourself to a few seminars and field days and rub shoulders with people that you feel appropriate to help guide you. I have mentors that who I've worked for, or even I have on-farm mentors that I haven't worked with that help me with sort the few ideas out, and it really is great help to have a mentor. And I also provide mentorship to young people coming through, in the mid-20s and 30s, and it's not commercial. I just do it as part of giving back to the industry. This right now, I've got Crocs on. Sitting beside me, I've got Ugg boots for when it gets a bit colder. And then when I'm outside, I wear walking boots for farm work. And then when it gets wet, I wear gum boots.